세러데이 쇼다운 젠지 스포츠 대 KT 롤스터.
I think it is probably going to be something safe on the bottom side of the map here. Okay, I say safe. It's not going to be safe.
Crank?
The crank? Oh, bringing the challengers memes in real hot. But yeah, the Genji lineup here is kind of extremely all in on single target blow up. You have the ability to dive with Kai'Sa after any target gets stunned and then hooked. We've got the Kha'Zix blow up damage as well.
Just have to see as we hop into the Rift here for game number 1.
No, that's a good shout. I mean, I do appreciate that, you know, we bring up the history of these two players when you consider that they are still so new to the LCK. You know, we're getting close to 1 year amongst the two of them. And if he doesn't hook ever, it's never going to be on cooldown. He's figured it out.
If Blitzcrank doesn't hook, is he even Blitzcrank? Because now, Youngjae moving towards his bottom side as Delight is exhausted. Does have to flash, and Youngjae will say, that will do. Like that. We'll just have to see whether they get a little bit better. We've seen some iffy Annie plays. It's great stun to come through from Chovy there.
That was beautiful. Oh man, talk about you make one small little whiff. You know, not the greatest ult of all time, and then just completely shut down your opposition's attempt to punish you.
Yeah,
that was clean.
That's decent. Genji though, they could certainly get some stuff done in the mid game as Doran goes all out, Dudu goes all Dominus. And they all go away from each other.
Yeah, I feel like Duda didn't even necessarily need to ult there. I think he got scared that maybe Peanut was in the brush.
Ooh, finds a Q. That's a little bit cute. As the hook is going to connect, Delight's first one is going to land. That is 100% hit rate, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. But won't find any angles as we're going to watch this one more time. So Dudu, he's like, all right, I'm going back in on this. And then he's going back in onto a hook.
Yep, the surprise Blitzcrank. Absolutely the deadliest, and Delight, no comment for that one as well. It's a bit interesting. Bulldog just immediately just shuffling forward, wanting to push Chovy out of the lane. His teleport now on cooldown. Chovy's also going to be coming through as the hook is going to land. That is 2 for 2 from Delight. Not a lot of options as far as humans that are here to help out, as there's the flash from Bulldog to get him out of the way of the Kai'Sa. But now the bear comes down, Chovy's teleported back in, and Doran has joined the fray. Still, the health bar's pretty large, especially Dudu's, who is just gigantic, and it's Peanut that's going to be the only one to go down in the exchange.
And now, the reason why Dudu decided he didn't want to back is Kwangdong Freaks decided they want to fight for this Drake, and they were set up to do so. And even though Delight ends up getting a hook there onto the Azir, he's got his Emperor's Divide, and he can self-heal there, and then the setup is still better for Kwangdong Freaks. Dudu can teleport in.
So not exactly working out there, as this is also not working out for Dudu, but he does just press his Dominus button. Chovy running out of mana, and Tibbers is going to have to be the one that really sorts this one out. It's no Leandries or anything like that, as Chovy has the dash cannon, and so he's probably not going to be engaging onto this Crocodile anytime.
They can push the mid turret down around the next Drake here. It's going to be Hextech Soul, by the way, with that Emperor. Okay.
Ooh, yeah, Emperor's Divide going to come down, and that is a very dead Annie.
Okay.
Press a few R buttons and grab yourself a kill. Not too bad at all. Kwangdong Freaks
get prio on this Drake. They're going to get that top turret here essentially for free now after that kill onto Chovy, as we're trying to dive a Renekton again.
Yeah, and this time it's 3 people instead of 2. Dudu is still going to be able to get some decent CC, but Peanut is going to go down, yeah.
It's Renekton, you can't kill this guy. He's got ult, he's got Gore Drinker, didn't even use it. As that's going to be the Herald getting an additional crash here. Bulldog is deleting minions on the top side. And where's the macro Genji falling apart here a little bit?
I would say not the worthwhile trade here. And this is where the big test for Kwangdong Freaks comes in, because their mid-game, their early game, haven't had a problem with it. It's about now that things start to go wrong, and we'll see whether that is what's going to happen here. As Genji in position, they managed to get a 2-man ulti. It's really nice, but Undil not going to quite find pace there as the hook going to go wide once again. Peanut gets out of the pit, and that means the Drake will be secured by the Kwangdong Freaks. But can they get out of here is the question, as Voidseeker going to find Youngjae. There's the ulti from Paze, just waits out that steadfast presence, and Peanut's going to be able to lock down the kill. Another hook is going to go wide as Delight is really trying to get.
Great cleanse there from Taeyun, though, as well, just to make sure he has just enough space to get out of there. So they're going to try to commit to this turret.
Yeah, I've seen Dudu go into Dominus, and that is a hook onto the Crocodile. They are going to be able to take him down. Moonlight Vigil not quite doing enough there. Certainly should be an opportunity. He does have teleport available. His flash is back up as well, so does have some out.
Bulldog, where are you going?
Oh no! It's not where he wants to be. The hook is going to land this time. Emperor's Divide looks kind of cool, but he is still real dead. And without Azir, what are you going to do? This is a two-threat comp. They only have Taeyun now, who has no flash himself. He's not going to be stopping this Baron, and
I mean, you kind of you put it out on the table in front of everyone. You said Guangdong, sometimes they choke, and well, here we are.
Yeah, don't mess it up. That is the main thing there. As Andil does get into the backline, looks for some CC, will go down. As now Doran trying to get out of there, but he explodes. Taeyun doing so much work. It's a double kill as he takes down the Blitzcrank. And Gen G just did not quite have enough to take down the Baron. So the throw can be countered by another one.
Sure,
That's
you
how
know what?
Goes.
I guess so, Atlas and Taeyun, he had that Infernum.
As Gen G, they move into the river. Dudu's going to have to come back as now Chovy flashes and they grab the hook and Young J is dead. It's exactly the target that they wanted, as Tib is also going to be spared to add insult to injury as Andil will spot out the very low health Tibbers, but he is regenerating. Katante is running away as that's Killer Instinct. Andil gonna have to flash to get out of the way of Pays. Pays not gonna invest that one as he throws down the quickness to try and get out of the way, and he is gonna be able to do so. And
the Poppy's not up for 10.
Oh no, Andil!
Too greedy, that's Baron for sure. No questions asked.
Oh, that is very sad because Guangdong Freaks have now started to kind of fall apart. Let's see. Taeyun is at full health. That is a lot of damage on to the Renekton, who does go down to his GA, but Pays is caught in the backline and just snapped up by the Crocodile, and now Chovy trying to get away from Taeyun. He will be able to do so now, but that is Baron completely off the cards.
Basically all year long, and I think it is going to be the Baron going their way. Youngjin in position, and he's going to smite it away.
They just didn't see what was going on. I have a feeling they just didn't even have an idea as the bear comes down once again as Dudu is just going to get dashed at. That is the flash forward from Peanut, but the minion is going to block it. Oh no! Bit of a disaster there for the Gen G jungler, but Dudu, he will be spared.
Here and gets trapped is okay. What's going on here?
All right, we're going all out. That is once again the the Andil managing to get out. The Crocodile not going to be so lucky. Pays may go down, though he has to flash. He has to use everything to escape this Crocodile, who is absolutely terrifying.
Moving so low that they have to back away. GA was already down. Oh,
another pick onto Young J. No, Guangdong Freaks, please.
All right.
With the Drake now spawning, Gen G need to find some sort of opportunity as the ult is going to get rid of Tibbers. Goodbye, Tibbers. And now Peanut, he can dive in, going to get the steal as well. And now, let's see whether Gen G can win the fight. It's Andil for Peanut. That is the trade. And Gen G are just going to back away. They're going to say, thanks for the Drake. We'll get out of here. But without
it's going to be
Peanut,
more, maybe.
Yeah, now Emperor's Divide is going to fly through as Doran's going to have to flash. He does get into this Raptor pit. And Guangdong Freak's not going to be able to follow him just yet. And so, 1-for-1, Drake goes to Gen G. No Baron on the table, and so they can't use the jungler being dead to go and take that one.
The problem for this for Guangdong was they pushed mid so long as this could be a disaster. And it is.
Well, that is once again a hook onto the Poppy as he does flash to get himself out of the way, as that is Killer Instinct, and that is a very dead Poppy.
You know, it's a disaster, and then you lose half your health bars, and then Gen G are like, all right, cool, thanks for the Baron Prio.
Yeah, 6-item Kai'Sa does a lot of work as Tibbers going to land on top of Andil, and the Baron is going to fall. That is Gen G's first one.
As well as the Prio that's going to come with this Baron.
Well, Dudu does have his GA back up and available as Peanut dives in on top of the Crocodile. Peanut goes invisible for a little while. Slice, dice, the knock-up not going to be there as Delight punishes the minion. That minion well and truly got knocked up. It is in the sky, it might still be there. You never really know. As Young J, oh man, he's supposed to be a tank.
I mean, this is going to be potentially an inhibitor down with all the damage they've done.
Yep, as Bulldog going to have to flash to get out of the way of Doran here. Like this sort of situation, having to make the big calls, as now Gen G, they are going to be able to lock down this Hextech Soul as Young J tries to taxi his way out, but Doran says nope, and Pays says even more nope, as Taeyun now trying to be that last man standing. He's got decent guns for long-range battle, and Doran taking a fair bit as well.
They should be able to get out of here and maybe even take Andil with them, as unfortunately the Caliber will make you say long-range damage, but isn't going to win this fight for you straight up.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's never really wrong as, that is not the grand entrance you were looking for. Hook is going to connect onto Dudu. The slows from this Hextech Soul are just so frustrating. As there's the flash forward, he finds Taeyoon, does Doran. He has to go golden though, as now Andil just going to get picked up in the backline. Pays, he also has that stopwatch, the Zhonya's to go towards as Taeyoon gonna survive the Void Seeker. Oh man, he's like 2 more of those.
He's just
real
like,
dead as that minion gonna, yep.
As the backdoor is happening here, they're all going to set up for the defense. Peanut,
oh no.
is he going to greed for it?
This is a disaster though, because Peanut, he's going to try and take this inhibitor. He doesn't manage to do so. That is kind of huge. As Delight looks for the hook, does get it onto Andil. That is Killer Instinct, and oh my god. Andil just loses all of his health bar in a matter of seconds.
And now you just slow this team and prevent them from approaching the Elder.
He is very large. He has way more farm than Youngjae does. He's a legitimate carry threat in this game, but he's still very squishy. As now, he's looking for that flank angle. They find the hook onto the Crocodile yet again, and Pace just does so much damage now. No one is tanky enough for this AP Kai'Sa. And now it's Kwangdong Freaks just in the Thunderdome. Taeyoon trying to keep himself alive. He explodes though as Peanut just bears down upon him. It is going to be the Annie falling down, so Chovy not psyched about it. But Kwangdong Freaks, they lose their main carry. Bulldog is still there, fair bit of damage, and he's going to be able to kill Peanut. As now Andil, who has respawned, Pays, flashing forward. The Zhonya's is going to come down in Youngjae. Can you kill the Kai'Sa? The answer's no. It's a triple kill. That's the ace. And finally, Wolf, Gen G will win this game.
You know, I really wanted to give Delight an opportunity. He had so many good hooks in the late game and punished a lot of Kwangdong Freaks, but I think a lot of that was Kwangdong Freaks' error. I'm going to have to give it to Pays. There is just no way this 14-1-4 Kai'Sa that pressed W towards the enemies casually is not going to be the one that picks it up and does a bajillion damage. They set him up for success. Kwangdong drop the ball again, and Gen G will take this first game in nearly 50 minutes, our longest game of the season.
That was an absolute slog.
And Kwangdong Freaks, what's the support pick going to be? Just the Alistair into the Rel. You know, no Rakan going to come into this composition. And I mean, you couldn't have asked for something more disjointed than what Kwangdong are trying to put together here, because the Jax isn't set up by anything but the miasma.
Here today in this particular draft. An interesting one from Kwangdong Freaks. We'll see whether it works. We hop on the Rift for game 2. Shout-outs to IG in 2018.
So in the early game, I want to kind of do like a in defense of Kwangdong's draft moment here as nice barrel deny here and a Counter-Strike going to pop.
I think just in general, there are a lot of matchups like this, right, that are generally favored towards the... Okay, we've got an engage towards the bottom side. Andil just going to be flashing forward. That is Pays' flash they managed to pick up as now Youngjae fighting Peanut. Bramble Smash going to come through there as Chovy's rocket jumping to try and get himself to safety as we look for the stun. Peanut's going to mitigate it with the twisted advance. Very nicely done. And then Bramble smashes him away. Fanging. The Light's going to have to flash. The Traveling Pants are going to make their way back to base, perhaps.
Yeah.
As he is very low.
That's just such a early 2000s reference, man. Like, that's...
Yeah, I almost made a Dakota Fanning reference as well. And I mean, it's been a while since she's been in many things as well.
Wow. That was like the book that everybody had.
And I think accidentally watched some of the... Wasn't it a movie as well?
I think there was a movie eventually, yeah.
Yeah. I accidentally watched a few bits of it. As Andil is just going to face check. He's going to get stabbed as the joust does come through as Youngjae does get into stealth, but unfortunately the Cow not going to be able to do so. So he's mincemeat. That is going to be Chovy picking up first blood as well, as now Peanut going to get yelled at once again. He really needs to tell Cassiopeia to stop, as Delight looking for another stab. Gets the flash out from Bulldog, didn't want to risk it.
Yeah. It's not quite the coordination they needed.
Not quite. And now Youngjae looking for a potential dive opportunity. Bulldog is here as well, as Peanut has the Nature's Grasp out. As Doran's flashing, he's trying to get away from this one. They do manage to take down the Viego, but at least there is the kill on the GP, as Peanut will pick up these remaining minions
later on, and every moment that Doran's left on his own here in the lane, just going to stack up more and more gold. He actually gets more gold than regular champions do as well from his CS, so even 20 CS down, he's feeling all right. Is Delight, where are you at?
Yeah, he's going to need to travel. Looks for a crash down, but he's dead. That is, he had a Hex Flash, so he's just not able to get any sort of flashing maneuver out.
And he's not shivving. So they're not living.
Oh, okay. Pei's going to get dashed on here as Taeyun going to flash over, and Pei's, oh no! Walks into the brush, and now the Nature's Grasp is going to come down. Chovy just barely outranges the Petrifying Gaze. Now in goes Arndil. They do look for the stun here as Chovy flashes, rocket jumps, and he'll be absolutely fine. Rift Herald in the meantime, Peanut's like, get back here. We need to take some plates. We'll see whether they can actually do that, because of course there is, okay, there it is, and that's just full money going over to Peanut. Moving towards his bottom side, they do get vision of where Pei's is. Ward goes in, Control Ward goes down. They're trying to keep control here as Moonlight Vigil flying on forward. The Magnet Storm doing so much work. Cannon Barrage not finding that much value as it has split up the fight. As Taeyun, he doesn't have Killer Instinct anymore. Pei somehow survives for such a long time, but it's Arndil that gets his hooves in, and now it's the Pirate that will fall down as well. Kwangdong Freaks, they win the skirmish in the bottom lane. It does provide you with that little bit of the wave clear options, which is fine, as here's a Flash Twisted advance. Viego in the area, Cannon Barrage doing nothing once again, as Doran's going to have to flash to get out of the way of Youngjae. Youngjae's going to miss a few abilities, but now Dudu is going to dive on top of the gangplank, and that's going to grab that kill as now Chovy helping collect the kill onto his opposite number. These cannons being taken down as Delight once again, Magnet storming the air. And Taeyun gets up here towards his top lane, and that will guarantee that it's just a 1-for-1 in the end.
Has vastly improved from what we saw even just last week. I mean, we were talking about how they fall apart, but then they weren't even getting to the part to fall apart for a while, but now they're back.
That is true. The early game has been short up once again, as decent Counter-Strike there as Pei's tries to avoid Dudu. And with the Tristana Aphelios damage, they are going to be able to dissuade them, but outer turret does fall down thanks to Shirley. Still, Gangplank with some free time on this turret towards the top lane
is pretty huge, especially with Cannon Barrage. Bulldog might get all in.
Yeah, Chovy is just going to try and run away from Bulldog here, as Buster Shot is up and available. He can get rid of Youngjae if he would like, but he's going to have to flash to get out of the way. Peanut now engaged on, but Pei's is going to be here. And he has the Infernum. Cannon Barrage comes down. Taeyun running for the hills. But Arndil not going to be so lucky. He just popped like a balloon. And now Youngjae in the back of this Baron pit is, yeah, a little bit frightened. But they trade positions, him and Peanut. That means the Youngjae doesn't have the ult to get into the pit. And the flash is available. He can go for a potential steal. As now Bulldog, he is looming and he is scary. Dudu dives on top of Pei's. The Baron is going to be secured by Peanut as Chovy's going to make it to safety, and there's the Moonlight Vigil. Pei's doing a lot of damage, takes down the jungler, but now it's Dudu that's popping off, and the Void Seeker is going to connect. Dudu looks for another one as now Pei's not going to get stunned up. Stab from Delight. He's going to sacrifice himself. No, he's not. He's actually going to be fine. As again, the Counter-Strike not quite going to be enough, and this time the sacrifice will come through. Chovy gets full health back, teleports back in.
Almost gets Bulldog.
Okay, Dudu is still running after Pei's. Pei's is very slow. He only has brown bags, and that is 500 gold. Now going over to Dudu.
Pei's is gone with the Leap Strike coming through. 500 more gold.
In the meantime, Doran is going to have to flash, and Dudu is going to flash after him, and his mere presence will destroy the gangplank.
He forgot he had red buff. He's like, oh yeah, I picked that up in the last fight too.
Yeah,
and here comes Jax.
Yeah, the Jax is going to be moving forward. Moonlight Vigil comes down once again. They do manage to secure the Drake, does Genji, but can they win the fight? Is into the back line. Goes Taeyun, but he's immediately twisted advanced. And that is a double for Pei's. Corner Freaks, you can't keep doing this.
Yeah. No, you win the game if you get the Cloud Drake, but you don't have to force because you don't lose the game either. As we'll have one of the happier moments here for Kwangdong Freaks. Got him. I wanted to see if he said anything about his flash.
Yeah. As Delight finds the Magnet Storm, Bulldog goes golden. The flash out to get out of the way of the Pulverize is fantastic from Chovy, but the Rel is just dead. Bulldog may also follow though, and Pei's will secure that kill, and now it's just Doran running amok. Youngjae flashing on him, but the Buster Shot is too good, and Dudu can't do anything. They opted in for another 5v5, and Kwangdong Freaks will just be decimated. Doran's going to be able to secure the kill on his opposite number, and now it's a push through to break open the base.
Yeah, Genji win a 5v4 fight. Dudu, he was not a relevant factor in that team fight, and Genji just want to push to end it here. Long death timers means I think they absolutely can with the damage they have and the wave clear they have. That is going to be the end of this series. A clean 2-0 here. Kwangdong Freaks with some hiccups along the way here. Genji, though, felt like they were in control start to finish, especially in the second game draft.
How many early games have Kwangdong Freaks won is the question that I have. It is such a shame, but oh man, he is so good. He is so good. And if you want to take something positive out of this from the Kwangdong Freaks side, it is the fact that they have a very, very powerful top laner. Dudu is a player that, you know, he was replaced by Morgan on Life Esports a few years ago. And
Thank you guys, this is Dear for the POG Interview translation. We are here joined by Delight and Chovy on the side of Genji, who just got their 13th consecutive win. Congratulations! How do you feel, Delight? The performance overall was pretty regretful, but I'm really glad that we were able to continue our winning streak and continue a great atmosphere in the team. Thank you. And Chovy, I'd like to continue winning, and given that we were actually getting a step further in going undefeated, I'm really happy to do that. And you guys haven't dropped a game against the East team so far, and game 1 was actually looking pretty tough until the 30-minute mark, and even game 2 was pretty difficult early. So did today's match make you feel like Kwangdong isn't an easy opponent? Yeah, we felt that it was pretty difficult, but we believed in our late game comp, so we kept our heads up. And Chovy? Yeah, while I was playing the match, I felt like the game wasn't easy. And as long as we were able to analyze what sort of matchups are difficult or easy, I think we would be in a good spot. And in game 1, you guys renewed the record for the longest game in summer with a 49-minute, 14-second game. So we saw that you guys weren't trying to open up a 5 versus 5. So what was the game plan? We knew that team fighting wouldn't be the right path for us to take, so we tried to wait until we were able to poke them down first. And Delight, we saw you grab Poppy in Fog of War with your Blitz. Let's take a look at that replay. Do you remember doing this here? If you remember this part, how did you end up grabbing Poppy? I saw Aphelios and Poppy backing off towards red, so I just tried pulling. So is this some sort of your supernatural senses, or is it just like a high-level calculated play? I think we definitely just have a lot of experience, and I just went off of that just to pull. And it looks like this was your first time playing Blitz on the stage, so how did that feel like? I definitely practiced Blitz a lot, and since I got the chance to play and draft Blitz, I was able to do pretty well today. So it looks like we'll be able to see the light splits in the future as well. And in game 2, your opponent picked Cassio, so was that something that you predicted? Yeah, while drafting, it wasn't something that we expected. But when they kind of stalled their mid pick, I just sort of thought to myself, maybe they're actually trying to go with Cassio. So what was your plan to lane against her? Since I happened to play a lot of Cassio in the past, and knowing that Cassio is stronger once she gets in the late game with a lot of items, I just kept that in mind and played against her as usual. And we noticed that Chovy, you were marking the Jax, and you almost saved your ult just for Jax. So was there a reason you did that? So we knew that just based on the comp, Jax was the the most formidable champion that we have to be wary of. So I think whenever we would get into a team fight, the game plan was for me to mark Jax. And any day Genji has their match, it feels like Chovy and Delight, you guys have always competed for kills. So in game 1, you guys had 1 kill each, and in game 2, it was 2 kills to Chovy and none for Delight. So are you guys aware of that? Yeah, so because Chovy has been approaching his milestone, I think I've just been trying to give him more kills. And Chovy, I don't really pay attention to my kills or anything like that. I just make sure I focus on winning. But now that you mention it, I might actually start paying more attention to that. And last interview with Peanut, he said maybe Chovy lacks the ability to catch kills. So what's your excuse, Chovy? I feel like they just don't understand that I want to feed them delicious food. So it just seems like Peanut just has no soul at this point. He's so heartless. And this upcoming Saturday, you guys will be against KT with rank 1 on the line. So what mindset will you guys go into the match with? So last time I met up with Leons, we talked about how in game 1, whoever is able to win faster, that we would be able to get off from work easily. So we'll try to get off work fast ourselves. And this will be the end of the interview. Congratulations again. This will be the end of the interview with Delight and Chovy, and back to the space.